Hey wood turners, welcome to the shop. I'm Captain Eddie. I'm going to talk a little bit about technique and then get into a little detailing today. I've got a great tool that you can build. It's really simple and extremely cheap. But first, let's talk about a little technique. I chucked up some Castillo boxwood, a jar blank that I was going to work on. And it might still become a jar. It's going to get a little smaller now. But first thing I did was take care of a little bit of tool maintenance. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Watch. It's a well-known fact that if you do a slide move on your tool rest and you've got bumps and nicks and dents, those bumps and nicks and dents are going to make you pause, make you jump up and down, or make you push ahead. So one of the first things you should do on your daily ritual of turning is to clean off that tool rest. Now, if mine gets a bump or nick from a tool, I take it over to my belt sander, hold it, the blade flat down on the bed, roll it back and forth a couple of times, and dress it back down. Now, I've been doing it to this tool rest for about 6 or 7 years, I know, and I can't find a measurable distance in what I've done. And then I come back and I remove any finish, glue, or anything else and soften up this faceplate, because I use this to slide my hand down when I'm making cuts, use my finger for my gouges and my tools and other ones. So this is an important place, and it seems to be just a spot that a drip of super glue or some finish or something else gets on. So I use a piece of 400 grit paper and I buff it off. Now this is 400 grit that just got a little clogged up with something else, and I keep it around, and every once in a while I'll slip it in my jacket pocket and throw it in the washing machine. When it comes back, it's really not any good for finishing wood, but it's good for cleaning this up again. Now, I tell you to use a little wax or a little WD-40 or one of the other oils you have if you'd like to, but that tends to migrate up to here. And when it does, it stains I can't get out. So I don't do that too much, but that's a tip. Keep that tool rest clean. I think you'll be happier. You got that? Simple trick, but it really does help out. Now the next thing is, and I tell folks this all the time when they come to me for lessons, I can't teach you how to turn wood. I can teach you how to use your tools. That I do know about. Turning wood is just looking at the wood and deciding what it wants to become, or would you like to make it, will it agree, and then using your tools to make it happen, right? Okay, I'm going to teach you how to use your tools. One of my favorites is the Ellsworth Deep V Gouge. This is a really bad knockoff of the 1/4-inch version. And I don't remember which company made this, but it's got a defect in the V, so there's a bump in there. That bump in the V goes to the tip. So when you buy one, take a really hard look down the front, really hard, to make sure that that defect is not there and it's a nice smooth V. Because whatever happens on the inside, happens on the edge. Now, let me show you my tip about how to use this thing. Watch, again. That's a pretty fine slicing cut. You can see what comes off, little fine slices. I want to show you another cut. Now I'm real slick across here, but it's at about, I'd say, 220 or cut and burnished, because I rub the bevel the whole time going across. But here's one I want you to try occasionally. Get your tool way down here, way down. And then just with the back side of that bevel now, now, to show you how to do this cut, I'll put the ice cream stick back on. The ice cream stick gives you an idea what the plane of my tool is. So you can understand, that's fully closed because it's parallel. That's fully open because it's vertical. There's happy mediums between them, right? Okay, now I'm going to go way down the handle. I'm going to hold my handle at the very bottom. I don't want to choke up on this thing and let it move. And I'm going to hold it down to a sliding, smooth tool rest up here. And this is my cut. if you can feel this right now, this is cut. There was no bevel rubbing and there was no burnishing. This is a cut. Again, ice cream sticks coming off, but you can see the position. There are no optical tricks here. All right, that's the piece. Let's get in there. Look how fine that is. If you could rub it and then go rub a baby's ass, this is harder, but as smooth. And that is all cuts, which means the chatoyance in a good piece of wood is going to be sparkling. The cat's eye chatoyance. It's going to be sparkling. It's going to sand nicer, finish nicer. It's not going to puff off and grain up when you start to finish because you didn't compress fibers. You didn't tear fibers out. You sliced them off, just like your barber shaves your face. That's in technique, guys. It's all in technique. Now, I don't have anything against sanding. Sanding is okay, but I'm out here to make shavings, not sawdust. Be nice to guys, because some of my best friends sell sandpaper. Okay, I've got my piece ready. Say this is a jar, and I want to put a little ornamentation on the outside. Well, a couple of years ago, the guy that's currently Treasure Rock Club came to me and said, "Hey Eddie, have you seen these tools that do it? A knurling or a Mirandarizing on the outside of wood?" And I said, "Yeah, saw them in the catalog. Haven't fooled around with one at $50 a pop. I'm gonna, just keep doing what I'm doing." He gave me the part. He gave it to me. The knurl burnishing knob. He got it at MSC Direct, and I'll give you the part number. And you take this part, and you find you some junk at the hardware store. Like I found 2 pieces of 1/4-inch rod and a piece of 1/2 inch that I had for another tool. Bolted it together, put a couple of spacers on it, and I had me, well, I can't use the brand name, a tool. Insert brand name here. Really cool. And it works well too. So I went back, looked in the catalog, and I found one that cuts right, and I found one that cuts left, and then somebody gave me the brand name tool for my birthday. Hate to tell the guy I had made 2 that were better, but it happens. Let me show you how this thing works. Watch it again. To give you a little closer look at what I'm talking about, this is the knurl burnish or knurl cutter that I'm going to find in MSC Direct. MSC Direct is a great source for parts, pieces, gadgets, cutters, bolts and nuts in boxes of 100. You buy these nylon lock nuts for 24 cents at the hardware store. You can get 100 for $6. But they go bad. They'll mold on you. You got to keep them in the refrigerator. No, you don't. You can will them to your great-grandchildren. They'll still be using them. So, this is what I bought. Bought this cutter, a couple of pieces of flat, piece of stock, clamped it all together, bolted it. That's it. Now, I loaned this out a couple of times, and guys didn't check the bolts when they came back. So, next time I came back, I welded it all together because I don't want anybody to lose any parts. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do it with JB Weld or anybody else. But this is a part you're going to end up with. Now, let me show you the other one. This is the same 2 pieces of flat iron. This is a right cutter. I believe it's right. It's either right or the left. And since my tattoos wore off, I can't tell which is which. But it's basically the same thing. And I scrapped this together 15 minutes ago. A chunk of corian, a little purple and orange tape, and made the tool. Yeah. And I'm going to show you that it works. Watch. Start with the very basics. I've cranked the lathe down to about 350, 400 RPMs. Don't want it to spin too much. You have to understand, the way this works are these high points are actually cutting in or wearing in because of the contact between the two. Just like it does in a machine shop. This cuts mild steel. This is nothing. I backed the tool rest off about 1 inch so I can get the tool in front. Now I'm going to go up and just apply light pressure. Then I'm going to increase a little bit when I see how it's tracking. And I'm going to pull it a little bit to the left. Do you see that line that's being created right now? Well, that's my burnishing. I'm going to hold it there. The longer I hold it, the more detailed it will become. But also, because it is not tracking perfect, it will eventually cross over and start wearing it out. So I gotta say, that's good enough. And I will stop the lathe. Do you see the small dots and ridges in the piece? Well, that's the beginning of the first of this detailing. Now, this is not much of anything, right? I'll show you how that's not the truth in just a moment. But I put that little band on in what, 10 seconds of time? I'm going to put a spiral one next to it so we can see the difference. Same thing. Speed about 350, 400 RPMs. Gently make contact, then push in. How much pressure? Play with it, you'll see. Softwood's less, hardwood's more. You see the line? What I would learn is, if I go up and touch it again, it'll drop back in that spot and I'll be able to walk it up the other way. But that's not bad with those flared off edges. That could be a nice appointment to a piece. Show you how to add to it. I'm going to want to add a small groove on that line, this line, and this line. And I'll put the lines there so you can see where I'm talking about. I'm going to take my parting tool, alright, shop made parting tool, put it flat down, bring up and just touch the point, make a little cut. Touch the point, make a little cut. Make a little cut. Now, what I keep getting confused is I stopped the camera instead of the lathe. But then it's just the fourth or fifth Monday in a row here. Now do you see what happened? I have a delineation between flat and ridges, and then it feathers out. Take a little sandpaper, clean this up. Sandpaper's a rare thing around here. I just keep dropping it on the floor or something. I just couldn't wait. I rushed it. I went ahead and sanded it out, put a little super glue on it, and I really like what happened to it. That'll work. Let me explain something. If I really thought this through, when I got home today, I was in a rush to get this thing done. I would have pre-finished with that super glue, let it dry for a few minutes, buffed it off, and then did the embellishing with the two detailers. And then did the cutting, and then did the silver, and then I would, then I wouldn't have had the runoff. I know that. I just forgot. That's why I'm here to remind you, don't forget, okay? Oh, wait, don't forget, I got great deals on cutters right now on my website, eddiecastellan.com. Combo deals, group deals, and a whole lot more. And for you guys that are across the pond or Canada or even Australia, if you want to buy in bulk, I can make you a heck of a deal. That's right. Best cutters you can find at the best price you can find. And I can ship them to you for a heck of a deal in bulk. Bulk is what, a dozen at a time? Psh, for you Texans, that ain't even... Never mind. Okay, I'm Captain Eddie Castle, and I'm making shavings. Be good. Oh. You know, I said I couldn't find any African blackwood. The guys at West Penn Hardwood, they had all I wanted. They got some nice people up there. It's a shame it's in the north. Oh, I can't say that. Okay. Bye.